Merry Christmas. And this is our first attempt at doing a live episode for the Locked On NBA Big Board podcast. And in this episode, we're going to hand out Christmas gifts. We are giving out Christmas gifts to some of the top NBA prospects in the 2025 NBA draft because Lord knows some of these guys need gifts from Santa. So James and I, we are going to play Santa Claus up next on the Locked On NBA Big Board podcast. All right, once again, thank you. Not once again. Well, it is once again. Thank you for making this your first listen of the day. Thank you for checking us out on Christmas. We are up early on Christmas Day doing a fun podcast. Again, this is our first time actually going live. So, James, tell me about your Christmas so far. Actually, even about you at this point. It's like, did your daughter?
No, it's definitely not about me. I got the usual socks and drawers. You know, it's like year 10 in a row. But, you know, the kid got everything that she wanted. Open up presents. You know, it ain't about me, man. I got a headset because I broke my headset for the PlayStation. So, like, I'm good to go.
Yeah, what about you? Nothing so far. so my son got what, you know, he got a bunch of gifts. He loves the Dallas Mavericks. So he has, I got him some Dallas Mavericks onesie. So now he has enough to wear every single day. Just cool. All right, before we get into this episode, I want to let you know that it is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Also, check out the Locked On newsletter. Your favorite Locked On NBA podcast has a newsletter. Check it out, lockedondaily.com. And if you are not subscribed to the YouTube channel, please subscribe, like, share, comment, click the bell so you can be notified every time we drop an episode. And also, while we are going live, you can send us a comment and we will read them while we are going live. All right, let's get right into this episode. All right, James, you are Santa Claus today. Who is the first prospect you are giving a gift to?
First and foremost, it's the season of giving. I want to give Cooper Flagg makes for these jump shots that he keeps missing. They look good to me. The form is, it's not the prettiest, but it lines up. But Cooper Flagg, so far, he's shooting 25% on jump shots.
On jump shots?
On jump shots, yes. That's 1 out of 4 for the mathematically uninclined. 27% on catch and shoot jump shots. And he's 26% unguarded. And he's at the point now where teams are closing out on him. And he's ripping through, and they're like 4 or 5 feet away from him. So he's got to start making these jump shots. Whether or not he is making jump shots, maybe you can sit here and say, that's why I can't take a number one. He can't shoot. I think the misses look good for the most part. He's not beating up the backboard shooting bricks. They just got to go in. So that is my gift to Cooper Flagg. Merry Christmas, brother.
That's fair. That's fair. If I had to give gifts, and the first gift I would give would be Ace Bailey, and I would stuff his stocking with a couple things. Number one, group shot selection. Number two, a better handle and some offensive creativity. And number three, more efficient from long range, at least just jump shot, period. Check these stats out. Ace, I'm high on Ace. I don't want people to think that I'm not high on him. I was very, very high on Ace. But if you go to Tankathon, have you ever seen like Tankathon, how they have stat strengths and stat weaknesses? Well, he only has 4 strengths: draft age, defensive rebounds, points, and rebounds. Stat weaknesses: BPM, assist turnover ratio, win shares. I'm not here to get into all of that. But Ace is shooting 45.8% from the field. You'll take that. I mean, I'll take that efficiency. But 33% from 3, I think that needs to be a little bit higher. Only 63% from the foul line. Like for a guy that is considered to be a really gifted shot maker and shooter. I think for him, you have to be a better foul shooter, because if the foul shooting is an indicator of your overall jump shot, then that's pretty alarming.
Maybe
But he's
somebody
also,
put his hand up in his face at the foul line because he doesn't miss. Seem like contested jump shots. So
yeah, I
I
think
don't
he
know.
needs a rhythm. Like maybe he needs to fade. Also, improved decision making. He's averaging 0.7 assists per game and 2.6 turnovers.
That's a lot. That's a lot of gifts, right?
Hey man, I said I was gonna stuff his stocking. I mean, the
He
physical tools are there. He's young. He's only going to be 18 draft night. You're talking 6'10", good athlete. The physical tools are there. The foundation is there. Just some things that he needs. So that's why I'm gonna stuff his stocking. I think if you stuff his stocking with these improvements, you can make a case and say he could be one of, if not the best player in this class in 5 years. He just
Here's my thing, man. If I gotta sit here and give you the Santa Claus laundry list of things that you need to improve on, I don't know if I can sit here and say that you're gonna be one of the best players. That's a lot of
well,
stuff.
all right. I'm gonna tell you, Jaylen Brown. If you look at Jaylen Brown when he was a freshman at Cal, you can't say there was one thing that he did well. You just saw the
Athlete.
physical tools, you
Yeah.
saw the athleticism, the length. He couldn't handle. He wasn't a good passer. He wasn't a shooter. But you just saw like the mold, and then after that, you just had to, make everything fit. So that's why I
That's
think,
true.
yeah. So
I
because
feel
when I
like
when I watched
go
Jaylen
ahead.
Brown, what was that, 2016?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what he does. Like, what is it that he does? I mean, this was young in my scouting days, but I couldn't figure out what is the one thing that he does. Because, like I say, he couldn't handle, wasn't a passer, but you saw he was athletic. You saw he had arms that came down to his to his shins, and you saw that there was talent there. He put it together. So you got to hope Ace Bailey can do the same.
Man, for every Jaylen Brown, there's a Cam Reddish. There's a long list of dudes
Cam
that say
Reddish probably peaked in
true.
high
But I'm
school.
saying there's a long list of dudes that you could be like, man, if XYZ works, because he's got
Yeah,
all
no,
the physical
great.
tools, but that's just scouting in
Dylan Mitchell. I mean, we can go down the line,
it. Yeah.
but we can definitely go down. All right. Who's next for you?
All right. James Claus. I'm gonna give Isaiah Evans the gift of playing time. Right? He just needs more playing time, man. He's shooting 51% on jumpers. He's 63% unguarded. He's got a burner. I think he's 6'7", 6'8". Up until this last game against Georgia Tech, you could make the argument that, he's been better than Con Knipple in far less time. So you know what? I'm gonna put a watch in his stocking, maybe a Flavor Flav clock, because he needs that much more playing time to salvage his draft stock.
But you know what's happening now? He is falling into the category of, is he really 6'8"? I'm starting to see that now from different people. He may be, maybe he's not. I don't know, but I agree with you. He needs playing time. The numbers are there. The efficiency is there. When he gets in, he makes the most of his minutes
He won that Auburn game, or he kept him in that Auburn game, right?
in the first half.
Yeah, in the first half, yeah.
No, he definitely needs more playing time. I agree 100%. To me, he should be playing over the Gillis kid, the guy from Purdue who he left his jump shot at West Lafayette, and Isaiah Evans has his. So free Isaiah Evans. We're gonna say free Isaiah Evans to Isaiah Evans is free, but we were saying that about Reed Shepherd a few months ago.
We still saying it about Reed
I don't
Shepherd.
know. Hey, you can't make a case anymore for him to give playing time. All right, up next, we're going to share more gifts to different prospects. But let's talk about Game Time. The Game Time, Game Time. It is my favorite app. It's my favorite app when it comes to purchasing tickets. And it's not just for sporting events, it's for concerts, comedy, theater, and more. what I love about the Game Time app, and I actually just had somebody ask me about tickets to the Mavericks Christmas Day game against the Wolves that starts in about an hour and a half, 2 hours. And they use my promo code and they got a good deal. But anyway, what I love about the Game Time app is that it has all-in pricing. You can toggle the feature and it will show you the total up front. No surprise fees at checkout. You get a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy. And if you find something cheaper, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference, and your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, use the redeem code LOCKEDON, LOCKEDON, NBA for $20 off. Again, download Game Time today. What time is it? Game time. All right. I guess it's up to me next.
Yeah, this is you. You, Rafael Klaus. What are you giving Donnie Freeman from Syracuse?
I'm giving Donnie Freeman a little bit of everything. I think he's similar to Isaiah. I mean, he's similar to Ace Bailey in a sense. Well, I see the skill set. I see the talent. It's just a matter of him putting it together. Now, Donnie, I mean, on paper, he's been somewhat productive. He's rebounding the ball very well. The jump shot hasn't followed him to college yet, but I'm intrigued by the positional size. He's 6'9", 205, very similar to Ace. He's averaging 13.5 points. He's rebounding well, 7.8 rebounds. He's shooting 51% from the floor. He's up to 32% from three, so he is getting better, and he's also shooting 83% from the foul line. For me, it's just a matter of him putting it all together. He had a streak of back-to-back games against Notre Dame and, Albany, where he had over 20 points. Had 15, 7, and 4 against Maryland. I just love the talent.
That game, though.
What's that?
They got slapped against Maryland. They were down like 30 at halftime.
Yeah, no, they got.
How in the college game do you get down 30 at halftime?
Yeah.
I mean, they were down like 2 starters, but that's crazy. But go ahead, Rob.
I like the talent. 6'9", 205, like I said. He is, to me, your modern day 3-4, and I think if he puts it all together, he could be one of the better players in this draft class. And right now, he's just not getting a lot of buzz. He's gotten better as the season has gone on, but he's someone that I'm really high on. So for me, I would give him more consistency, an improved jumper, just tweak a few things, and I think he could be someone that down the line we're like, why wasn't he a lottery pick? And maybe he ends up being a lottery pick.
All right, I'm going to skip the order here. The next one, I'm going to go with Hugo Gonzalez. All right, this is what I want to give the young Spanish ball player. I want to give him the gift of NCAA eligibility, Raf. This man is playing on a team with 7 guys with NBA experience. He is not playing any minutes. I know some people
are playing now, though. They just moved.
Here's the thing. He's only cracked 20 minutes twice, and those were in like blowouts. One game, I think they won by 25. The game that he got loose, his best game, where the clips started floating around on the internet, they won by like 40. I want to give him immediate NCAA eligibility so we can see what the young man is able to do. I think the international kids are going to start going to college. I'm going to talk about Nolan Traore. I got some gifts for you too, Doc. But I think the international kids are going to come to college because guess what? You can get playing time here. You're not playing against 28, 29-year-olds, not at least until the JUCO thing goes through. So I'm giving Hugo Gonzalez NCAA eligibility immediately after semester.
That was a good one. That was a good one. But I think he's going to start getting a little bit more minutes now. What's the kid?
I don't think so, man.
Xavier Ranthon Mays. They say he's out the rotation, so that's going to open up some time for Hugo. But I agree. I think NCAA eligibility would be that would actually be crazy if you get this tweet that says he literally just picks a team that is struggling right now and says, you know what?
Tell him he go to like Colorado or something like that. Shoot, bring Zakarski over here too, man. Let's go.
Yeah, no, I agree that. Like I said, that would absolutely be hilarious if he says, you know what, I'm about to join Yegor at BYU because I'm trying to get in
And you
and
can
trying
do
to get
that
out.
at every other level except for college basketball, right? I mean, in the NBA, you can get traded, and I think in soccer, you can get transferred and what they.
Yeah.
Yeah, so man, let the young boys hoop, man.
In
I don't
high
know what the
school,
trade off would be, but we'll figure it out.
yeah, in high school, you can transfer
Yeah,
mid tournament. AU, you can transfer mid game.
yeah, you can transfer it. You don't even got to go mid game. You can just walk off the bench and get a jersey.
All right, so I'm gonna go with an international player, Noah Essengue. If I could give Noah, I give him multiple gifts for Christmas.
This man
One
right
would be,
here spoiling kids, man.
hey man, hey, I'm Rothkloss, man. I ain't got no budget, man.
That's
It's
what I
unlimited.
see.
It's unlimited. First of all, 20 pounds. That's the first thing I'm giving Noah Essengue.
So you
20
can give him some
pounds.
coal then.
What's that?
Give him some coal to put in his back
Nah,
pocket.
man, give him 20 pounds, come to America. You know, our McDonald's in America is a lot different than the McDonald's in France. In France, it might be a real burger. Here, it might be fake. It may not be healthy, but you get those 15 pounds. 2, an improved handle. 3, a jump shot, because to me, I've talked about it at length. The way that he produces, he's averaging double figures, playing professionally as a 6'9", 6'10". I mean, I think he's generously listed at 194. He's rail thin, but he's productive, and that's without, a defined skill set right now. He is someone that I think that once he puts it all together, I mean, this is his floor right now. And if he's productive, he's getting to line, 20 points, 8 rebounds against the Blazers. Obviously, the Blazers aren't a good team, but he did that as a 17-year-old without a bag. So I would give him jumper, better ball handling. I'm going to add some offensive creativity in his stocking, but then we're going to get him some weight.
Give it out. Goodie bag.
Those croissants ain't getting you full, man. Come over here and get a burger, man.
Butter on them croissants, man.
All right.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead. Another international player, Frenchman, Nolan Traore.
See, he's gonna need.
This is where I'm gonna dig into your bag here and give him a bunch of stuff. I need Nolan Traore to have a better feel for the game / confidence, man. He's shooting layups when he needs to shoot floaters. He's shooting floaters when he needs to shoot layups. He's going full speed on every pick and roll. He needs to keep his dribble alive. He just has no confidence in his jumper. And teams are like guarding him like they guarding Cooper Flagg. Can you imagine that? And he's shooting 54% at them. That's not bad, but he just does not look like the player that we saw. And I guess you could say he's not dominating his age group anymore. So I got to give Traore some confidence, a jumper, a left hand, better feel for the game, man. This is crazy. It'll be interesting to see where he goes in the draft. Because again, at one point I thought he was going to be 2. Then he was like, okay, maybe he's just a top 10 pick. Now he doesn't really even look like a lottery pick. So, and again, like I had mentioned with Hugo Gonzalez, man, listen, if I'm an international kid, I'm done with the club ball, man. I'm gonna go get this American bread, get this American playing time. Shout out to Kasparis, Yakachonis, Yegor. Like, come on, man. I'm not dealing with these grown men in these club systems anymore. I'm sorry, I can't do it.
No, I mean, Noah Essengue is going to work out for him. Ben Saraf is going to work out for him.
That's true.
So, I mean, you got to look at it. It worked out for Risa Shea. He went number 1 last year. It all depends on your fit and depends on the situation you're in. So I can't say it's all about coming over, because we've seen guys come over. If Baba Miller stayed in Real Madrid, he could have tricked somebody.
That's true.
If the big from UCLA, Ademar, if he would have stayed, he would have tricked somebody. Somebody would have taken him at least in the second round. But he's going to have to go overseas and rebuild his draft stock and come over.
But even then, did going back overseas help out What's Money's name that's playing for the NBL right now? That was in the G League. I'm drawing a blank right now, right?
Final answer.
Yeah. Did it help? Is it helping him out?
Nah, he should have did what Shaden Sharp did. He should have sat out when his stock was hot after he won like the third MVP.
Man, listen, Traore did straight down
Sharp.
after he had that 36 whatever point game.
No, I agree. I agree. All right, up next, we're gonna talk about VJ Edgecombe and a player that I really want to talk about, Donovan Dent. But before we get into the last segment, let's talk about Rocket Money. I want to ask you, the listener, has Rocket Money ever helped you find any subscriptions that you forgot, or you forgot that you were paying twice? Yeah, it's definitely happened to me. I had a subscription, James. You know about this. I was paying Prestonwood $25 a month to use their gym, and I hadn't even been. I totally forgot I signed up for that. Rocket Money helped me get rid of that $25 a month subscription that I hadn't been using. And with Rocket Money, it's easy to track all your subscriptions down. It's basically like having a personal assistant for your finances. The Rocket Money personal finance app helps you cancel your unwanted subscriptions and monitors your spending. It helps you lower bills so you can grow your savings, and everything is all in one place. Rocket Money says that they have saved users $500 million in canceled subscriptions, which is up to $740 a year when you use all of the premium features. So you can cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/locked-on today. That's rocketmoney.com/locked-on. Again, rocketmoney.com/locked-on. And also, let's talk about FanDuel, because the NFL playoffs are almost here, and it is not too late to get in on the regular season action with FanDuel, which is America's #1 sports book. Right now, new customers can finish the season strong with $250 in bonus bets, but that's if your first $5 bet wins. And with FanDuel, not only can you bet on who will win the game, but FanDuel also has bets for which players will score a touchdown, how many points each team will score, so much more. So visit FanDuel.com to join today. That's FanDuel.com for your chance at $250 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sports book partner of the NFL. All right, I'm going to read some of the questions. Merry Christmas. A lot of Ace Bailey slander on this episode. How is this slander,
Mike
man?
Jones, man. I think his name might be Mike Bailey, man, because man, we can't say nothing about Ace Bailey.
Mike Jones always coming in with the cake and Ace Bailey. He's shooting 63% from the foul line.
He averages less than an assist, Mike.
We said that he could be like Jaylen Brown.
Man,
Jaylen Brown would probably be the #1 pick off the top of my head in the draft.
$300 million.
Yes. All right. The question is, Rafael, do you think this is the year Riley Kugel gets taken seriously? Yo, Riley Kugel, if you're listening, you messed up by going back to school. Riley Kugel had the same wave, at least 6-game stretch that Johnny Furphy had. Maybe it wasn't at Kansas, but when Colin Castleton went down, Riley Kugel played well. Yes, he had some flaws, but by coming back to school, those flaws got exposed even more. And now he's like a bald head. He ain't got no buzz.
Man, listen, Mike Jones, if Riley Kugel is a sniper shooting 31%, I'm alive, man.
Maybe he's talking about Ace. Maybe he's talking about Ace as a sniper. But
yeah, man, I don't know. I think Riley Kugel, shoot, you can almost look at Tyrese Proctor, right? He had a little run his freshman year where, he strung together a bunch of good games. And now you look at him, he might be a second-round pick.
Yeah, he had a strong performance against Tennessee in the NCAA tournament. Man, he was showing creativity. He looked like a pure point guard. He was looking good that game. Maybe he should have left. Like, you gotta leave
sometimes there's nothing left to prove. Let me give out my gift real quick. VJ Edgecombe, I want to give you the gift of having a good game against a good team. Let me Gonzaga, 2 for 11. Arkansas, 3 for 12. St. John's, 4 for 15. Tennessee, he tricked us. He went 8 for 16, but again, they were down 30. That was a Chaz
Lanier had more points than Baylor.
So,
the majority of
all
the first
points
half.
are created equal. And then, we got some, Abilene Christian, Norfolk State, like, shout out to them. Like, you play well against them, but it's Baylor's still in the Big 12. I got to ask you that. That's crazy, right? They're still in the Big 12. It's Big 12 basketball now. VJ Edgecombe, man, it's time to show and prove. I see a lot of people still have you as a top 5 pick, 8 pick, top 10 pick. Hey, man, you got to show me something, brother.
Yeah, I mean, if he has some struggle performances against Kansas, that's going to be interesting. But I still think somebody's going to take him really high just because of the physical tools, the athleticism, what he's doing on the defensive end. And they may say, hey, you know what? You get with our developmental program, we can fix your jumper. But yeah, no, that's
I mean, the numbers don't look bad on paper, 12 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, but he was somebody that people thought could have been the number one. Some people thought he could have competed to be the number one pick, and he just hasn't had a signature game yet. And it feels like everybody's had a signature game. Even Traore's has a signature game.
Yeah, he has 21. But it was so early in the season. It was like the second game. So Mike says Edgecombe solidified his spot with the Bahamas. Doesn't matter what he does in college.
Then don't go to college, bro.
Well, you know what? I disagree. You know why? Because Keontae George looked phenomenal in the Global Jam in that preseason tournament. And then he struggled during the season. And then he ended up being a 16th pick. I think 16th. But I read Keontae is like second out of all the rookies in scoring, or that class from his draft class. He's second in scoring behind Victor. Mike Jones asked, what's up with Hunter Salas?
Man, he's playing the same, but it's just, again, man, it's no different than what we said about some of these other guys. Like, when the iron is hot, man, you got to go, especially as an upperclassman, because once they figure out, okay, well, we don't know if he can do this, and then if you go back to school and you don't do it well, then it looks like, you missed an opportunity. So, Hunter, the biggest question mark for him was the 3-point shooting. He shot 40% as a junior. He's down to 27% this year on the same amount of attempts. And then he came back to play point guard. I think he is an okay passer. I do think he does have tunnel vision, but I personally think he should have came out last year. So he's got a good ACC run, even though the ACC is down. Maybe he could salvage maybe some first round draft stock, but I don't I don't really have him in the first round, to be honest with you right now.
Yep. Someone says Ace Bailey's assists are low because the team plays ISO. His game would show more in the pros. Yes, I think his game would show more in the pros because he'll be older, but I don't think his assists are low because of the team offense. Because you can drive to the lane, draw 2 defenders, and kick it out.
Like he just did last game. He did that against Princeton. He drove to the hole and he found Dylan Harper. Like, that's what you want to see more often. Go ahead, Rafael. You said.
I just think it's a mentality thing for him. Like, I think for him, it's just he's never really had to pass. He's always been a bucket. And also, I think it's really hard to be a good passer if you're not consistently putting the ball on the floor. If you're catching it facing up, shooting or catch and shoot, you're not going to get a lot of assists. I think your assist numbers are going to improve when you put the ball on the floor. And that's why I use Jaylen Brown as an example. Jaylen Brown, the better he got at attacking the rim and all of that, he became a better passer. His assist to turnover ratio, I want to say, was underwater for the first 4 years.
Up until last year. But even then, a lot of Jaylen Brown's assists, it's been an uphill battle, but a lot of his stuff is spacing, because they do play 5 out, and the reads that he has to make aren't complex. Like, I don't think I've ever seen him make a pocket pass, but because he can shoot, he can put the ball on the ground. When that help side defense comes, he's kicking to 40% shooters at all times.
Yeah,
that helps.
Yeah, that helps.
That helps out a lot. The thing is with Ace, is that his mindset is I'm going to shoot every single time. It's like he doesn't read the second line of defense, and because he really hasn't had to. I mean, he's 6'10", he shoots over everybody. So I don't necessarily, because I mean, at one point the excuse for him not passing in high school was, well, his teammates weren't good. Well, now you're playing with a top 2 pick, and again, Rutgers isn't a world beater, but there are guys on the team, so it's like it's a mentality thing, and it's something that he can improve on. He's just not doing it right now, and I gotta call you out when you're not doing it right now.
Yeah, I mean we're valid. I mean we are consistent, right? We're not just we're gonna tell you what a guy is good at, and we're gonna tell you their flaws, no matter who you are. We're not gonna just say all great things about Cooper Flagg and not point out he can't shoot. We're not gonna say all good things about Ace Bailey and not talk about his flaws. I think that we fairly assess prospects. Mike Jones asks, y'all ready to put Captain Jack in that top 10? He's close. I mean, only thing that's stopping two things stopping Ian Jackson from being a top 10 pick. Hubert Davis, Hubert Davis, and he doesn't pass either. He's averaging less than an assist per game.
And he's really not that good at the rim either. I think he might have been like 52% at the
percentage-wise, but I think that the reason why his percentage isn't like super efficient at the rim is because he's from New York, man. He putting a little extra sauce, a little extra butter and jelly on those rolls. Sometimes he makes it a little complicated.
Hey, man, the one he had against who they play last? Was that UCLA or maybe it was they lost to Illinois, right? He caught somebody and he did the nice fillet on there, and I'm like, man, we didn't even need all of that.
Yeah, he put a little butter on those rolls, man. I think he's from Harlem, and Harlem, they a little flashy out there. Maybe he's from the Bronx, I don't know, but the Bronx and Harlem are right next to each other. But no, I really, really like Ian Jackson. I just think that Hubert Davis is holding him back. I mean, he's too loyal to Elliot Cadeau. Elliot Cadeau is turning the ball over. He's fouling. You can't. I mean, you're not guarding him if you're the other team. You're just sitting back. So, Ian Jackson needs a longer leash. But I wrote about that. All right, I got one last one.
Donovan Dent, Rob, what you trying to give him?
Donovan Dent needs more draft buzz. I'm going to read these numbers to you, James. First of all, I think Donovan Dent, if he's not the best passer, and I had this argument with a Portland Trailblazers executive a couple of days ago. I said Donovan Dent was the best passer in college basketball. He mentioned, I think it's a guy at Louisiana Tech somewhere, a guy that had a 20 assist game. And I admit I hadn't seen this guy play. But Donovan Dent is averaging 19.6 points, 7.3 assists. He's shooting 49% from the floor and 47% from three. Now, the thing about the 47% from three is he doesn't like to shoot threes. He likes to get in the paint. He's averaging 1.6 attempts per game, but he's improved. He was a 21% shooter from deep as a freshman, 37 last year, 47 this year. Now, the free throw percentage kind of makes you wonder if the shooting numbers are legit because he is around 69 or 70% from his career. But he is a phenomenal passer. I think with NBA space, he's a pick and roll playmaker. And, in college basketball, if you're a pick and roll playmaker, that may not be the best situation to showcase your skills. But Donovan Dent needs more draft buzz. I'm going to write about him on NBABigBoard.com because I thought he was the best passer in college basketball last year. It was either between him or Tyler Kolek. But this guy, pocket passes, late passes, skip passes, he's got it all as far as being a playmaker, but he's showing that he can score too. So Donovan Dent, I would give you more draft love and buzz.
If I wonder why he didn't follow his teammate and enter the portal last year. Teammate being Jacob Toppin, right? Who ended up at Texas Tech.
Well, because we talked about sometimes it ain't you got a good thing going. You don't want to go somewhere where it's going to change up for you. So for him, he's got the ball in his hands. They're going to run. So to me, I think it makes sense for him to stay. But then again, he could have did what Zeke Mayo did. I was a Zeke Mayo fan, and Zeke Mayo has proven at Kansas that he's really good, that he deserves some love too. Well, that wraps up this episode of the Locked On NBA Big Board Podcast. This is our first time going live. I think we should do this a little bit more. It allows us to interact with some of the listeners in real time. Shout out to the listeners that are tuning in on Christmas. Y'all could be wrapping gifts. Y'all could be drinking eggnog. You could be
shoveling snow,
doing whatever. But you are checking out the Locked On NBA Big Board Podcast. We appreciate it. Once again, it's Rafael and James, and we are out of here. Merry Christmas.